Before I start today's podcast, I'd like to make it clear that this podcast is not intended to offend anyone, and all the facts that I've stated I've researched. And if you think I've made a mistake, please let me know in the comments. Day 6 of recording 060620. Hey guys, so today I'm doing something different. I will be talking about a very popular topic which is very easily mistaken or misunderstood as man-hating or woman-dominating. That is feminism. Now, for those of you who do not understand what is feminism and confuse it with pseudo-feminism, I won't explain you what exactly is feminism and where exactly it goes wrong and becomes pseudo-feminism. So before I start explaining feminism, I would like to clear what exactly is pseudo-feminism. Now, pseudo-feminist. They are those who consider that females are actually supposed to be superior or more respected than any other gender. Okay, so I will be explaining more about this as we go further into this episode, but for now, just to get the basic idea, just know that mostly what we see right now is pseudo-feminism, and is the major reason why men and women around the world hate the term feminist or feminism. So let's get back to our main topic, feminism. If you Google or check any dictionary, you'll find that feminism is advocacy of women's right on the ground of equality of the sexes. In simple words, feminism is the belief that men and women should have equal rights and opportunities. That is, equality, but more appropriately, equity between the sexes. Equality can be confused as sameness. That is, people take it as that women should be taken same as men, but practically that is impossible. Yes, it is not. So this is why it is more appropriate to use the term equity. Equity is the quality of being fair and impartial. In simple words, gender equity means fairness of treatment of women and men according to their respective needs. To get a better idea, let's talk about a topic where feminism do not apply: physical capabilities. Male and female bodies are not the same in all aspects. Women in general are weaker in comparison to men when it comes to physical strength. It is a fact that is scientifically proven. So if you try to drag feminism here, it is just stupid. But discarding women from occupational or even in general sense on the basis of this fact is also stupid. While I was reading articles based on this, I came across this very good example. If there were two young boys in a classroom, and one was physically weaker and smaller than the other, would we believe it's right to keep the weaker and smaller boy from having the same access to the teacher, to learning, to the computers, to the books and other school resources, just because he didn't have the same physical strength as the other boy? No, right? So the same concept is applied in feminism. The concept of feminism was defined as concern with general equality and promotion of equal rights for men and women. When I asked my friends what their viewpoint on feminism was and whether they supported the concept of feminism or not, most of them said yes, they support it, but remaining few disagreed. On asking the reason, I realized how much of education or knowledge we've been lacking on this topic of feminism. So I will be discussing few points here. Number 1, this is the most popular concept that people confuse with feminism: pseudo-feminism. Pseudo-feminist. The woman who claims to be feminist and believes in equality of sexes, but actually expects men around them to do all the jobs which are stereotypically defined as women work, like household chores or raising kid, which is not wrong, but they might forget that they are equally contributing in their relationship. Pseudo-feminists hold a strong resolve to correct all the injustice done to women, mostly by lashing out at men. So while I was reading few articles based on pseudo-feminism, I came across this one particular article named 10 Signs of Pseudo-Feminist, and surprisingly I could agree on most of the many points. For example, first, pseudo-feminists believe in misandry. So what exactly is misandry? Misandrist In simple words, is a person who hates men. They want to be dominating force in the houses, offices, colleges, and basically everywhere, but call themselves feminist. Second, all men are dogs but never call her a bitch. Statements such as, he broke up with her, all men are trash, rapes and domestic abuses only happen to women and men are same. Wives can shout on husband, but a husband doing as such should be behind bars. So, just to keep in mind, these statements are said by pseudo-feminists. So the second reason for people to not support feminism is feminism still relevant in today's time? In my point of view, yes it is. It is very true that today women are everywhere, as in at the highest post, in military, in sports, in parliament, in each and every occupation, and are also winning so many medals in Olympics. But yes, feminism is still very crucial. Even though we've reached so far, women are still treated unfairly in various professions, be it salary gap, harassment, and many more reasons. Young girls are still taught how exactly should a girl behave, sit, talk, etc. Don't sit like that, sit like a girl. Boys are told since a very young age that men don't cry. But why? Aren't they human too? Yes, women literacy rate is increasing, but what about those in rural areas? If a parent has 2 kids, a girl and a boy, but can only earn enough to educate one, whom do you think they choose? Now, I'm not trying to say that they should choose the girl, but instead I'm just pointing out the obvious. Yes, it seems like we've succeeded in bringing women to heights, but still lack so much more. Just because we can't see it doesn't mean it's not happening. Girl child are still being aborted, and not just in villages but also in cities. But just because we don't hear about it doesn't mean it's not happening. So we cannot say that feminism in today's world is not relevant. Okay, so moving further into the topic, feminism doesn't just fight for women's rights. They also support men's rights. It tells us that it's okay for men to weaken up, it's okay for them to cry. Because we're talking about equity. Women and men are equally allowed to express themselves. To conclude this, I'd like to say, knowledge is important, but more important is correct knowledge. Thank you for listening, and I hope this podcast has somewhat been educational for you. Thank you again. TM.